Saludos familia Dejando Huellas, mi nombre es Viviana Oppenheimer, nos está escuchando a través de Radio Grito. Estamos desde los estudios de Pura Energía. Si usted no tiene un sistema solar, llama al 787-230-9070 y contamos también con la división de comercial e industrial al 787-990-2500. Su negocio también se puede ver afectado con todas estas alzas de luz, así que es importante que también cuente con su sistema solar y pueda manejar su negocio de la mejor manera posible. Le quiero dar las gracias a Bella Group por mi transportación. Siempre lo digo, si no fuese por ellos, la misión de Dejando Huellas no sería posible. Cuento con un vehículo seguro, confiable y espacioso para poder llevar toda mi mercancía, poder participar de las actividades y hasta los rescates que hacemos gracias a Bella Group. Y hoy estamos aquí de vuelta al programa. Gracias siempre por acompañarnos y estar con nosotros. Hoy va a ser en inglés el programa. Yes, we're going to do this in English. My guest, her name is JJ Morgan. Hi, JJ. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. We are here with JJ from Ghost Dog Rescue, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Ghost Dog Rescue.
So we're a rescue located in Isabela, Puerto Rico, and we try our best to help the homeless dog population and find them homes.
I'm so curious. Is it your first time? Or you live in Puerto Rico?
Mm-hmm.
And was it your first time coming to Puerto Rico, or did you know about Puerto Rico before?
No, it was my first.
It was your
when
first
I
time.
Came here, yeah.
How did you get to know about the problem here in Puerto Rico with Odarsatos?
You know, the first time I ever did a rescue was a puppy ran up to my doorstep, and I decided that I needed to help that dog. So took that dog, got her to the vet, and then I found her an adopter really fast. And it just kept happening over and over again where I would encounter puppies and dogs on the street, and I knew that there was something that was drawing me to help them, and I found a way to find them homes, so it just kind of snowballed from there.
Did you always like dogs, or was it like...
Yeah, that's interesting because I do love dogs, but I never had like this huge love for, oh my God, dogs.
Really?
So I just knew that I just saw that there was a problem and I knew that I could help. So it kind of like grew from there. That makes sense.
It's not an easy job, so it's really amazing how from not loving dogs you decided to help out dogs, because it's sacrificing, or it's like it's nonstop.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is something, and throughout my life, I always knew that I wanted to help people, and I didn't know how to do that. So, it was interesting because when an adopter adopted a dog, how much that dog would actually help that person in their life. I started to hear stories from that. So, then I knew that actually I can help people too.
You can.
I can help dogs. I can help lives, right? Dogs' lives, and then also help people's lives at the same time. So that was that's the thing that keeps me going, for sure.
That's amazing. That's a great way to inspire people to also help, because you help people and you help dogs. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
I think that I think that rescuers all have their own reason why they help, and so it doesn't have to be like one way or another. Like
right,
some people are that like some people love dogs, and that's good. I love dogs too, but I think finding that certain thing that makes you keep going, that's like really important as a rescuer.
Since when are you rescuing dogs here?
Since 2019. So
wow.
It's been a while. It's been gradually like more and more as the years go on. But
really, you've noticed more?
Just me being able to do more work.
Okay.
Getting more people to help with that process too, because it's hard to do it all alone,
Right.
Yeah.
Do you count with people that help you, or are you alone in this?
I luckily have a great little group of people who help me when they can, and I'm really grateful for that.
Okay.
Without that, I don't think I'd be able to do as much as I can.
We need some type of
For
help.
sure.
And do you send most dogs to the States, or do you give an adoption here in Puerto Rico?
I would love to have more adopters here in Puerto Rico, but I find that a lot of people here in Puerto Rico have a lot of dogs themselves, just from the nature of how many dogs there are available. So, I've been able to send dogs to the States, find adopters there, and a lot of people in the States love rescues and wanna rescue and help, so that's been something that we've been doing more.
Do you stay
Yeah.
in touch with the adopters?
Yeah, for
Yeah?
sure.
That's amazing, right? That's like
Yeah.
the best part to
It
know
is.
that they are happy and living their best life in the state. We
Yeah.
wish that for every dog and cat, right?
Yeah.
That they get their help that they need. So, when you first came to Puerto Rico and you saw that puppy, and how many dogs have you helped since? Do you have the amount?
I I had a number a while ago, but I think I just stopped counting because but it's in the hundreds. Yeah. But I would say that at me as an independent rescuer, there's people who have done way more work than me.
Mhm.
Like, I'm just trying to do the best I can, like, with the resources that I have.
Mhm.
There's a lot of other rescuers who do a lot more, but I think that, like, you know, even though a lot of rescuers do a lot more and I wish I could do more, I know that I'm making some sort of impact, um,
Definitely.
in
Definitely.
terms of, like, just helping lives.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
know that I can't, like, fix the
The whole
problem. Yeah,
problem.
I don't know if there's, like, an end to it in
Right.
terms of, like, me like, just me alone. I know that a
Mhm.
lot of rescuers do make a big impact, and I know that, like, the organizations like the Sato Project make an even bigger impact to help the
Yes.
problem with their, trap and release programs and sterilization programs. They are, like, the ones who are, like, actually making a dent, but, I try to do the best that I can, and, like,
Mhm.
I think independent rescuers like me try to do the best we can,
Yes.
yeah, to fill
Definitely.
that need in terms of, like, homeless dogs, and especially on this side of the island in the
Mhm.
West Coast where there's not a lot of resources, like,
Right.
places like San Juan have more clinics and
Yep.
have more, people available there.
How did you know what to do when you first rescue your first dog?
Mhm. I didn't.
You didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know anything.
Did she have some condition or something?
She was full of fleas and ticks. I didn't know what to do, so we brought her to the vet, and I think that from and then she, got her shots, and then got her an adopter, and she actually flew out with an adopter that we found here. It was crazy because my first rescue, so we found the adopter here. She flew out, and she lived in Boston for a while, but then that adopter, her name's Dawn, she came back to Puerto Rico and actually became a rescuer herself. That was my first rescue on the island, like, being able to have that connection happen. She
Wow.
came back, became a rescuer herself, and she told me, like, maybe a year ago that that dog, her name is Hobo, like from Hobos, that dog, changed and saved her life. So that was really cool.
Oh.
I didn't know what to do when I rescued my first dog, but I think so along I didn't know at all. I was clueless. And it's a little scary to be, like, kind of in the unknown if you wanna help not knowing what to do, but along
Mhm.
the way, um, I learned from other rescuers as well, and I think that that's something that's cool on the island is that other rescuers are willing to help you.
Yes.
If you wanna help, they'll give you guidance, they'll give you information
Right.
on what to do very openly, and I
Right.
think that's great because we're not, like, we're not against each other, we're not
Mhm.
there's no, like, conflict there, like, "Oh, you're doing more than me," or, "Oh, I wanna hold back information from you." No, the information is there, it's open because we have a mission
We
to
all have
wanna
the same
help.
mission,
Mhm,
so we need more people to join and to help out with the strategies or contacts or something, so we
mhm.
can get to the end of the problem if there's an end.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that rescuers all have their own way of little
Doing their
doing
things.
their things, and I
Right.
think that's really cool too because you don't have to. I mean, there are morals and, like, kind of protocols you need to stick by,
Mhm.
but you can choose, like, how you wanna, you know
Manage
Yeah,
the
and
situation.
that's what's cool about it.
What would you say to someone who, like, imagine yourself when you came and you didn't know if there was something that like what you know now? What would you say to that person that came without knowing anything and wants to help the situation?
Yeah, that's interesting. You can make a difference if you wanna help and that you will be able to learn along the way. And I know that it's, like, kind of daunting to feel like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I wanna help." But, just take it one step at a time, step by step. You'll get to the process
Yes.
of knowing, getting to that point of, like, "Okay, I can find a home for this dog. I can help in the ways that I choose that I wanna help, that you can make a difference." But it takes a little time,
Mhm.
but just, don't get overwhelmed because it will come to
It
you.
will come.
Yeah.
It will come. And that's just the best feeling in the world, right?
Mhm.
When you find a home for that puppy or any age, it's like just amazing, amazing, amazing. I think that's part of the what keeps you going, right?
For sure.
Every
It
time.
is amazing, and I do have to say, though, there are times where you do get burnt out
Right.
because it's a lot. Like, sometimes, you wake up in the morning after doing a lot of work for the last 3 days, and it seems like you didn't get anywhere,
Mhm.
and there's just more that keeps happening after that. So it
Mhm.
does feel like sometimes you don't like, there isn't an end and you're not doing enough, but yeah, like, yeah, those stories, being able to help people. I had an adopter the other day tell me, "I'm gonna keep sending you updates of the puppy because I think that if I was a rescuer, I would wanna that would be something that would keep me going," and I'm like,
Right.
"You're so right, that is something that it
Yes.
does keep me going," so I would love to see,
I
like, all
love
the
to receive
photos.
picture and videos.
Yeah, uh-huh,
I just that's
exactly.
like the best part after rescue after giving a dog in adoption.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that part of our problem is that everybody wants to help, maybe they don't know how to help, and when they see organizations like yours and maybe mine, they try to pass the problem on to people that do the everyday work, but they don't know that I have another work and maybe you have another work that takes most of your time. So we do this because we want to help the situation, right? So
Mhm.
what can you say to them so they can maybe help you out, or like you can help them, but also they can help us?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that one of the biggest holes, that in there's a lack of in general in
Hmm.
terms of dog rescuing is that there's not enough fosters available, so that time between rescuing and then finding a home for the dog, there's not enough space and, people who are willing to foster.
Hmm.
So if someone comes to me and says, "I have these puppies, I wanna help them, can you take them?" I usually say, "I can definitely help you, um, but could you foster them for maybe a few weeks so that we have that time to take them to the vet, make sure that they're healthy, make sure that they're at an appropriate age, and then we can, that time to find adopters."
Hmm.
So if people are more willing to just foster for a few weeks and, just take care of the dog, feed them every day, give them love, show them that, humans are okay if they're scared, because sometimes dogs off the streets are scared of
Right.
humans, and give them that love, that care. That time is so important to be able to, yep, have, find homes for the dogs.
Do people usually know what fostering means?
Um, I would say maybe not,
Maybe not.
though. Mhm.
So can you explain to us a little bit what is fostering?
For sure. So fostering is really important and it's taking care of the puppies, feeding them, making sure they have an area that's clean or the dog, not just puppies. And so it's not a lot of work. It's just it's attention and love that you give to
Right.
the dog and a space for them
A
to
space, yes.
just, decompress, be themselves, learn how to be a dog or a puppy again if they need to do that. And yeah, so
So
just
that's
that.
why it's so important to have fosters,
Mhm,
because if you get the dog out of the streets that has lived God knows what,
mhm.
and then you give them a safe space so they can start to trust us again and maybe make that process when getting adopted a little bit easier,
Yeah,
right? So
for
that's why it's
sure.
so important for us to have fosters. You can be a foster, like anyone can be a foster as long as you know how to take care of dogs and cats. Also, they're in needs of foster for cats, but it's I've done fosters to puppies and to big dogs, and I think I prefer adults.
Yeah,
I
that
love
makes sense.
puppies.
Uh-huh.
I love puppies, but adult dogs that usually don't get so much visibility,
Mhm.
they're just the best.
Yeah.
They just need a little space, and if they're older, it's even better.
But I don't think that people know the extent of the situation unless they actually see it with their eyes, and you can also, like, put videos online of, like, "This is what it's like in Puerto Rico," and I think that's really important too, but being here, seeing it for yourself, and seeing how overwhelming it can be at
Mhm.
times, yeah, that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand unless they see it with their own eyes,
How can people help you out? how can we donate maybe or get in touch with you to help you out?
Through our social media pages like
Okay.
Instagram, it's out that way.
How can we
Um,
search you in the social media?
Puerto Rico Ghost Duck Rescue.
Okay. I need
Yeah.
to ask, why Ghost Dog?
Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking of a name for the rescue for a really long time. And there's two reasons for that. So I was rescuing for a while, and I really wanted to, put together a nonprofit because there's so much need for the rescue, and I was doing it so much. I'm like, okay, well, and there was this one dog, and we named him Ghost. And he was a pit bull. He looked really sick. He was all white, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna help this dog. He was really nice. Sorry.
It's okay.
This is the first time this happened, but we brought him to the vet, and they said it was too late. There's nothing they could do, and they had to put him to sleep. And I thought, if only I could have helped him in time a little bit earlier, or if I had the resources to,
Maybe
because
he's
his organs were like shutting down, maybe I would have been able to save him. So that was, and I we his so right then they I would and so right then at the vet they were like, we can take him now. We're gonna put him to sleep, and I was like, well, he's suffering. There's nothing we can do. Okay, so that was a reason why the ghost came up, and then also too, just thinking about how we see dogs on the island and how sometimes we see, when I see dogs, I see them for 1 second, I go back to that same place and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're kind of like ghosts,
They're
right?
kind of ghosts, right?
But I saw them before and now they're not here anymore. And just that concept of like something that is there, but I'm seeing it. So like it's seeing ghosts out in the forest or in the
Right.
streets, and being able to see them and help them.
That's
If
amazing.
that
I
makes
never.
sense.
Yes, it does. I
Yeah.
never thought of that that way. I'm sorry, right? Of that situation with Ghost. I think it's a nice way of remembering him. Also, that
For
you name your
sure.
organization after him. I had a same situation that I thought the person would save that dog, and we waited a week because he didn't know how to. I tried to give them the guidelines for them to rescue the dog, and at the end, I had to go and get the dog, and it was too late. So it's hard. I know it's really hard when you want to save a life, and sadly, maybe it's too late, or it's not for them. But the decision making when it's time to let them go and thinking of their wellness, right? That's like really hard because they're not our dogs, right?
Exactly.
So when you have to take that situation, it's like, who am I to make
Exactly.
that?
Put that life in your hands.
Mhm.
Who are you to make that decision? That's very hard.
That's
for
really
sure.
hard. That's really hard, and that's I think part of the day by day of a rescuer also, because sometimes the situations are not as easy as one might think, but I think that having a safe space where you know that as long as the dog is not suffering anymore, or you're doing it because of the well-being of that dog, is just maybe the best thing we could do for them. That's part of it. That's part of it. And I'm so sorry you had to live that
No, I'm
situation.
sorry for you too. Like
No.
it's not easy. Yeah.
It's not easy. Definitely it's not easy. But like you said, it's rewarding every time we get a doggy or a cat rescued and adopted, and sending them to the States. That is also like a little difficult, right? When you send them out. Do you send them by cargo or flight angels?
Flight Angels.
Flight
yeah.
angels usually. That's
Yeah,
better.
Fortunate to have that program in Puerto Rico where,
Mhm.
well, there's a few different groups who connect volunteer flyers who are
Yes.
already leaving the island
Yes.
to rescuers who need a dog to meet their adopters. So that program is it's such a cool concept in itself. Very fortunate to be able to utilize that, and it does require a lot of coordination,
Mhm.
and also a lot of trust on all ends
Right.
of the process.
Yes,
But when it
definitely.
works, it's fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What can you say, or maybe to our public, about when so they can know what's the process to being a flight angel?
The process is filling out a form on one of the flight volunteer programs of where you're traveling to, when, what date, and then you wait a little bit of time, and then the coordinator will, match you up with a rescuer who needs a dog to be flown to meet either their adopter or to an organization in the States,
It's
so
pretty easy, right? We
it
don't it doesn't
is.
take a lot,
Yeah.
and you get to have a doggy in your flight,
Yeah, for
so
sure, and also too, I mean, a lot of, volunteers think, that, "Oh, maybe they're a little nervous that there's something
Mhm.
will happen and it's a lot, the dog will have a problem," but usually, my experience, the dog passes out the whole time. They sleep, they're cuddly, they're nice, they're quiet, and it's a really cool experience. I think it's very rewarding for
Have you
them.
had that experience? Have you been a flight
Oh,
angel?
yeah, all every
Really?
single time I fly back to the, States,
You come and go?
yeah,
I
I'm always
haven't
a
been
flight
yet.
angel, and for other rescuers too, yeah,
Alright,
it's great,
nice,
yeah. The last time
nice.
I did, I flew with a pregnant mama, yeah, so she's gonna have her puppies in the States.
And do they have homes already, or
Um,
does that you
I
start that
think she
process?
went to an organization, so
Okay,
it was with
okay.
my rescuer friend who does so much, rescuing on this side of the island. Her name is Michelle, and, so flew was able to help her out because she's helped me out so much too. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. I'm happy to learn that you have a community that helps a lot, and friends, and also people that just want to help you out, and that's what this is for, right? I wanted you to know about Ghost Dog Rescue, so you can feel comfortable when you're donating, and you know what the work is being done, and I mean what work is being done, and that is being done. So that's why Dejando Huellas is also here, so we can give that platform to you guys, and you can listen to us and learn a little bit about JJ and all the work she has done, and just feel a little bit safer. And also, if she has a dog in adoption, you can just look her up, right? In social media, and you're not given here in Puerto Rico? Yes. Sometimes in Puerto Rico and sometimes in the States,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Adoptions here and
Mhm,
there.
yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
okay. What do you consider when you want to give a dog in adoption?
Um, I consider, I have adopters fill out an application to get their information, and just to know that the dog is I usually ask for, like, where the dog is gonna sleep, what kind of pictures of, like, what your home looks like. I don't, judge really about, like, people's homes, but I
Mm-hmm.
wanna know that they're gonna be in a safe place, and I ask, how many hours the dog is gonna be alone. We don't if the dog if you're gonna have the dog spayed or neutered, if they're not already, is really important to
Mm-hmm.
us. So just, asking those questions and seeing what the answers are, I think a lot of people are a lot of people are, great candidates for being adopters, but
Adopters.
just being able to, have those questions answered and being considerate about the dog's life.
What's your demographic in adopters? Are they younger, older,
I would say mostly older
older people?
people, but it's across the board.
Okay.
Yeah,
Looking for a companion, maybe.
exactly, mhm, for sure,
Okay,
and for
that's
their
awesome.
families, people with families too.
With families,
Yeah,
yes, that's
that's
so
great.
important.
Mhm.
Talk to me about the Satos. Why do you think Satos are so special?
Oh. There for some reason, Satos have this little special thing inside of them. They're so smart. I think that because they're filled with so many different breeds of dogs sometimes, that this, like, mix and makeup of them makes them very special. Um, something that sometimes you can't put your finger on.
Right.
But I find that a lot of people and adopters, and even me personally, have experienced them being very smart,
Oh,
being
yes,
very
definitely.
socialized, very nice, not one mean bone inside of their body, and just having, like, a great knowledge to them that yeah,
It's
that's
so amazing that even though they have their lives in the streets, they're still so nice, and they
exactly.
see you and they wag their tail and they come close to you. Oh, obviously we have our feral dogs that maybe are a little bit more exposed and have been more time in the streets, so they have to develop this instinct so they can survive, sadly, right? But they're just trying to survive, so that's I find them so special also, and they're so unique, right? They have you will not find a Sato uh the same, to your sato or to other satos. Like, they might have similarities, but not never the same, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and so interesting also too, you can for some reason, we can find satos that are very similar to, like, purebred dogs,
Right,
right?
also.
Like
Yes.
I rescued like a corgi off the street. For I don't know why. It
Wow.
was just looked like it was a corgi mix, you know, and you can find like different different actual like breed dogs. The Satos just come in different shapes and colors and sizes, right?
And
So
yeah, and if you like something in particular about a dog in special, you can just I trust me, you'll find them. You'll find them. You can search over the internet. You can search in sanctuaries we have in Puerto Rico, also shelters, even in the streets, right? You're
True,
gonna find
true.
the dog that you're looking for. I promise you're gonna find. You have dogs right now, or do you
Um
only dedicate to rescuing?
no, I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have dogs myself. I only rescue
I know,
myself.
I
Yeah.
know. Also, that when you're having a dog that I have right now 3,
Mm.
because I adopted my first 2, and then I rescued a litter of 5 puppies,
Oh,
and I
wow.
fell in love with them,
Oh.
and I stayed with 1.
Oh,
I said
okay.
the other ones I gave them in adoption, but I only stayed with 1, and it's a little bit harder when you have to foster like at last time or something, at last minute, I'm sorry. So I think it's better than maybe if you want to keep on helping, you don't have to have dogs or cats. You can just maybe help out like JJ does. JJ,
True,
thank
true.
you so much
Thank
for being part of the Handle Huellas. You know, you can count with us with anything that you needed. If you need to post something or if you need to use this platform to communicate something, you can count on us.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being
Appreciate
here.
it.
A ustedes, gracias. Espero que les haya gustado este programa, conociendo un poquito más sobre los rescatistas que tenemos en nuestra isla. No solamente somos locales, también tenemos, ¿verdad?, personas que llegan de afuera que nos deciden ayudar y quieren ser parte también de esta misión y poder seguir rescatando y ayudando y tratando de llegar al final de la situación, ¿verdad? Poniendo un granito de arena para poder ver final y poder simplemente lograr que todos los perritos y todos los gatitos logren conseguir una casita. Ya lo saben, dejando huellas.